Hello, my name is Claudia Manalu with number registration 17066190024, and I'm gonna presentation about research proposal seminar with title The Influence of Profitability, Liquidity, Leverage, and Dividend Policy on Profit Quality of Companies in the Primary Consumer Goods Industry Sector. In the first chapter, I'm gonna presentation about the background. Information of the company's financial statement is expected to reflect the company's performance in generating profit or profit from its operating activities to be used as a basis for making decision. Manipulation carried out by PT Pilar 3 Sejahtera Food Tbk or named ISA, namely the overstatement of receivable from 6 affiliated distributor companies written as third parties with a value up to 1.4 trillion rupiah, causing the quality of the company's earning to decline, so that the financial statement information does not reflect the true condition of the company. Companies in the primary consumer sector often experience ups and downs due to high level of competition. This causes companies to be required to have good performance in order to satisfy their customer and also attract investors who encourage profits manipulation. From the case of Caterpillar, Tiga Pilar Sejahtera, and the phenomena that occur in the primary consumer goods sector, the author is also interested in examining this sector. Action of earnings management and fraud committed by management can lead to a decrease in the quality of earnings. When a company profit cannot reflect actual performance to measure the company's success indicators, this can mislead investors in making decisions and cause a decrease in investor confidence and other stakeholders, which can have implications for the decrease in the value of shares and have an impact on the existence of the company. And now I'm gonna tell you about the research question and objectives. The research question is, does profitability affect the quality of earnings? The second is, does liquidity affect earnings quality? The third is, does leverage affect earnings quality? And the last is, does dividend policy affect earnings quality? And the objective is to know the answer of all these questions. The benefit of research, the first benefit is theoretical benefits. This research is expected to support agency theory, in which it is stated that there is a conflict of interest between agents and owners, which is exacerbated due to information asymmetry. According to agency theory, earnings quality can be used as a measuring tool to evaluate the quality of a financial report information issued by companies, stated by Angrini and Priyadi in 2019. These research can also support the signaling theory, which states that companies signal companies' performance through account in financial statement. Second is practical benefits. For companies, it is hoped that this research can become a basis for consideration for company owners and management in evaluating and improving the quality of company profits. Second, for investors, it is hoped that this research can be used as a basis for assessing company performance through earning quality to further assist investment decisions. Second chapter is supporting theory. I have two supporting theories to support this research. The first theory is an agency theory. According to Jensen and McLean in 1976, agency theory is a view that explains the cooperative relationship between two parties, namely the principal or owner and agent and manager. A conflict of Interest will arise when the agent has no interest in maximizing the welfare of the principal, but tends to prioritize his own interests at the expense of the interests of the owner. This can cause management to practice profit-focused accounting to achieve certain performance. This can also lead to low earnings quality. Second is signal theory. According to Godfrey et al. In 2010, signal theory is the way managers use account and financial statement as a signal about their hopes and intention for the future. Signal theory states if managers expect high growth rates in the future by the company, they will try to give the signal to investors through the account in the financial statement. According to the signal theory, managers use information related to earnings as a signal regarding their expectation of their future with the company. Stated by Agustina and Miliani in 2019. Thus, the information in the financial statement can be used as a basis for assessing the quality of earnings, as well as a signal of company performance that is sent by management to the accounts in the financial statement. And I will uh, tell you about the theoretical framework. According to agency theory, earnings quality can be used as an indicator to evaluate quality of financial report information issued by companies, stated by Angrini and Priadi at 2019. This research can also support the signaling theory, which states that companies signal company performance through account in financial statement. It was found that companies that have a high level of profitability have a greater earnings response coefficient, a measure of earnings quality, compared to companies that have a low level of profitability, stated by Arfan and Antasari in 2008. This shows that the higher of the level of the profitability, the better quality of the profit generated. The liquidity variable has a positive influence on earning quality. The high level of the company liquidity means that the company is able to fulfill its short-term financial obligation. This shows that the company has good performance, so that the company does not need to take earnings management action, so that the company profit quality is good, stated by Saraswati et al. At 2020. The leverage variable has a negative effect on earnings quality. The higher the leverage ratio, the greater the financial risk faced by the company, because the greater the risk of the company not being able to fulfill its debt payment obligation. Thus, a high leverage ratio can encourage companies to carry out earning management in a forthcoming days, which will lead to low earnings quality. And the dividend policy variable has a positive effect on earning quality. If the company increases dividend payments, shareholders will take this as a signal that management will have better cash flow in the future. Conversely, if the company considers the company's prospect for future recovery to be poor, then the company will cut dividends. Implementing a stable and consistent dividend policy can provide a positive signal about a company's ability to generate sufficient profits for regular dividend distribution so as to improve earnings quality. And this is the framework of this research. First, profitability has a positive impact influence to earning quality, and second, liquidity have a positive impact to the earning quality. Third is leverage has a negative impact to earning quality. And the last, dividend policy has positive impact to earning quality. And the hypothesis development of this research is the first hypothesis is profitability has a positive influence on profit quality. Second is liquidity has a positive influence on the quality of earnings. The third hypothesis is leverage has a negative impact on the quality of earnings. And the last, dividend policy has a positive influence on the quality of earnings. And in the chapter 3, we will discuss about unit of analysis, population, and sample of this research. Unit analysis of this research is companies in the primary sector listed on the Indonesian Stock Exchange in the period to 2018 until 2021. And the same with population. Companies in the primary sector, consumer sector listed on the Indonesia Stock Exchange in 2018 until 2021. And this is the criteria or the selection of the sample. The first, primary sector, consumer sector companies listed on the Indonesia Stock Exchange for the period 2018 until 2021 amount 100, and primary consumer sector companies that have not published financial reports that have been audited by a public accounting firm for the period 2018 until 29 minus 7. Primary sector companies that are not listed and switch sector from 2018 until 2021 0. Primary consumer sector companies that do not pay dividends during the 2018 until 2021 period, minus 70. Primary consumer sector companies that show negative operating cash flow, minus 4. So the number of sample is 19 and the number of estimation times 4 years is 76. Operational and conceptual definition. The profit quality, earning quality is a representation of company performance obtained from profit information in correct financial reports. For further in the retrieval decision, stated by Scruder et al. At 2019, earnings quality indicated by operating cash flow divided by earnings before interest and tax. Second is profitability. Profitability is the company's ability to generate profit from its business activities within a certain period. Stated by Wagan et al. At 2015. Indicator from profitability is ROA. It's net profit after tax divided by total asset times by 100%. And the third is liquidity. The liquidity ratio is a financial measurement tool used to assess the capacity of a company to fulfill short-term financial obligation. The indicator for liquidity is cash ratio is cash or cash equivalent divided by current liabilities times by 100%. The fourth is leverage. Leverage ratio is a measure used for the measure the proportion of debt used by the company to finance its assets. Stated by Kashmir at 2017 is indicated by DAR. Its total debt divided by total assets times by 100%. And the last is dividend policy. Dividend policy refers to the decision taken by company management in determining the magnitude and frequency distribution of dividends to shareholders. It's indicated by DPR, dividend per share divided by earning per share times 100%. Analysis technique that used for this research is descriptive statistics, and the next is panel data regression estimation, and then model selection test, and classic assumption test, and panel data regression analysis, and the last is hypothesis testing. That's all for my presentation. I hope it can be used for the good. Thank you.